Hello everyone, so in this video I'm going to be showing you how to make a terrarium. So a terrarium is basically a small garden that you can seal inside a glass jar, and like that it will live for theoretically forever, and you just put it in, you put a bit of water in, and it will then recycle its own water because it's all sealed. So then you can just leave it on the side wherever and it will grow and grow and it will look really cool. It's something to have that you can kind of, you can put the date you sealed it on and you can just keep it and take it with you wherever you go. So what you're going to need to do this are, of course, your glass jars, or one, or however many you want to make. So I think I'm going to make mine in this one because it's kind of flat, so you can position it this way and then you can see clearly everything inside. You're going to need, of course, moss, or whatever plants you want to put in, but moss tends to work the best. So you just want to go out and find, it's going to focus, find just bits of moss on your grass, whatever, and try to get, like, say, the clump of dirt that it's growing on. Try and pick it all up, so you've got the roots and everything. This one's got a bit of grass on it. You got to experiment, really, I've got some small plants as well to see how they'll work in it. Then on top of that, you want your soil, of course, there's just soil in here. And you want some small stones that you can put at the bottom to help with the drainage, because you don't want it to get waterlogged, so you want a layer of stones at the bottom. And then if you have some charcoal, and this will help with kind of clearing out the water as it's recycled through. Charcoal can absorb any toxins or whatever that's built up in the water from the plants or whatever. And if you don't have charcoal, this charcoal I actually made myself, and so if you want to learn how to make charcoal at home, it's very easy. You don't need to buy anything or anything. You just need an old soup tin, some tinfoil and wood, but that's going to be in an upcoming video, so please subscribe if you want to know how to make charcoal. Then you need some sand. And again, you don't need to have sand. The sand and charcoal you don't need to have. That's just optional if you have them. It will just help with drainage. But anyway, so you just need something to make a bottom layer with, so gravel or something, your soil, and then your plants to plant on top, and of course the lid of the jar. I don't actually have the lid of this jar, but this lid kind of fits, so I'm going to put that on it and kind of glue around it to seal it. So the first layer, as I mentioned, is going to be our gravel. So I'm just going to take these, and probably not that much, but you just want to be able to cover the bottom layer. Or maybe it will be that much. Just going to, I'll put them all in. Like that. And that's the bottom layer there, so the water can sit in that layer without all soaking up into the soil and making it too waterlogged. So once you've done this, if you have your charcoal, then there's going to be a layer of charcoal. If you've got big bits, you can break them up to spread them out. That's probably going to be good for charcoal. And then we are going to mix, if you have your sand. If you don't have sand, you can just use soil or compost or anything. Compost would probably be better because it'd have more nutritions in, but this is just soil. I'm going to mix some sand in and then put it all in. Close it. And you want to mix the sand into the soil, and that will just kind of make it a nicer soil for moss to grow on. So now you've got your sandy soil. We are then going to add that and trying to make it kind of the next layer. You don't want it to mix too much into the gravel below. And then you can use a screwdriver or something to kind of level it out. Of course, you don't actually need deep soil because you're just growing mosses on it, but you can experiment. If you want to fill yours right to near the top, you can. Or if you want just a layer of soil on the bottom, you can as well. So now we've got soil, kind of press it down a bit. Now it's time to put the moss in. So I'm going to get this bit first. Put it in, and then you can use your screwdriver to kind of poke it into place. Let's see. It's kind of hard to poke in, but there. It will flatten down more once we add the water later. So then we can move on to the other mosses that we got. This one's already got a clump of soil on it, so it doesn't really need to get pushed in too much, but you can just do like that and seat it. And then this is a little plant I got. It's got a bit of roots, but I don't know if I took enough roots with it. I'm just gonna make it a bit shorter, just to keep the bottom of it. Oh, that's two plants actually. It's just this. So we're gonna put that in as well. Put it in there. And then this one. And then some last bits of moss to fill the gaps. Okay, so I think that's how I'm going to leave mine looking. So of course at the moment it doesn't look very neat or organised or anything, everything's just pushed into the soil. But if you give this time over say half a year, as the moss starts growing, it's slowly going to fill up with greenery and then it will look a lot nicer. It's now time to water it. So water wise, you don't need much water. I just put a little bit of water in the bottom of this jar where the soil was, and I'm just gonna kind of pour that in and try and cover most of the plants. Maybe put a little bit more than that, wasn't much. There. You don't want to put too much in, because if you put too much you end up with lots of condensation on the sides and so on. So that should be good there. If you see that you've got any dirt kind of stuck on the sides or bits of water like there, then you can just get a paper towel, put it around a screwdriver, then you can use that to wipe around. Or actually, in this jar it's easier just by hand, but sometimes you won't be able to reach. So you can clear off any bits of soil and so on. And you can see there, it's looking quite nice. So then that will start to grow. And don't leave them in direct sunlight, because in direct sunlight it'll be like a greenhouse in there and they'll all start burning and drying out. So you have to put it where it's light but not in direct sunlight. So now I've got this lid which doesn't really fit, but I'll just give it a little hammer on. It's gone on now. And I'll just glue around the edge to make sure there's no air getting in or out, and then we can leave that to grow. So now I've got this lid kind of fitted on, just gonna glue around it with some PVA glue just to make sure it's sealed. But of course if you have a normal jar then there's no need to do this. I just don't have the lid for this one. So thanks for watching this video, I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you try this out at home because it's a very fun thing to do, seeing that we're all in isolation at the moment and you don't have anything better to do. You might as well try it. If you do try it, please comment if it worked out for you and if you enjoyed it, and please subscribe for more.